Hello, everyone, and welcome to Twisted Not Your Mama's Book Club, the Mini Twisty. Today we're talking about Florida Man. We touched on that in the Ted Bundy episode because he was, what do you think, the worst?
Worst Florida man? Yep.
Worst Florida Man?
Yep.
Well, that's what we thought.
Until you start doing research. Yep.
And then we go into some serious issues.
So, I'm Sarah.
I'm Brandy.
That's Brandy over there. Florida Man. He is
something.
A thing now. Like, Florida Man's like the new blonde. Like,
she's as blonde as the day is long.
Like,
I love it.
I don't know what the fuck is in the water in Florida. Alligators and whatnot.
Alligators. And they have issues, man,
but
for sure.
Jesus Christ. Just Google Florida Man and there's a bounty. There's a freaking cornucopia of stories out there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Let me tell you this. When you go in, they actually, because they have so many different crazy, bizarre stories of Florida men, they break them down by years. There's one website, the name escapes me, but it's like Florida Man 2013.
I think it's BuzzFeed.
Is it BuzzFeed? And then
BuzzFeed.
Florida Man 2019. And there's just this unbelievable amount of stupid things that Florida men do.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the South, the drugs, the heat, the alligators.
It's gotta be the fucking heat.
The swamp.
It's gotta be the heat. You never hear a Texas man did have this shit.
No. So maybe it's just
hot as fuck here too, y'all.
Yeah, y'all, and we're not acting like this. No, it's absolutely true. She's right. I picked Florida Man this week for our mini twist. Sarah and I have some good information. We're going to kind of read you some stories. And then, of course, we're going to interject.
Yep.
With our opinion.
Go on tangent.
Because that's how we are. Okay, so the first one I want to bring to everyone's attention. It's a little interesting. It just seems ridiculous. But I got a backstory.
Okay.
So, November 2013. A man and a partner. So, two Florida men.
Mm-hmm. Double trouble.
Double the trouble. Go into a Victoria's Secrets. Okay, they've just introduced the Dream Angels line in 2013. Dream Angels, they're the hottest thing, right? Claudia Schiffer's walking up and down the fucking runway, and she's got her huge wings. Yeah, she's getting it. Okay, this man and his partner end up stealing over 850 pairs of Victoria's Secret's panties. Not the bras, not the camisoles. Just the panties.
By the way, I hate that word.
Panty.
I hate that word.
You know what word she hates too? Moist.
Put the two together and that's the worst combination of words ever in the history of the world.
Keith is dying. Keith is our tech today. Hello, Keith. Say hi. Hi. He's vomiting. It's okay. So they still an amount allegedly stolen. The first time they go in and they hit it up, they steal 300 pieces of Dream Angels underwear.
Thank you for changing your word.
Yes. And that's worth $15,000. So, well, yeah. Any of you girls shop at Victoria's Secrets, you know that shit ain't cheap. You know, you're paying $20 a panty.
Good Lord.
Good Lord. Don't even get me going on the price of bras. Fuck. And then him and his partner go back and they end up stealing an additional $25,000 of underwear from the mall in Daytona, Florida Man.
What were they doing with the underwear?
I don't know.
This is too much.
It actually says, because they don't actually tell you because they weren't tried. It's allegedly on another date. They sold an additional.
So they got away with it.
Well, they're charged.
Okay, gotcha.
But this article doesn't necessarily. I'm thinking maybe they were going to resell them, like black market
or
panties.
They just got home and threw them all over the ground and swam in them like Scrooge McDuck and DuckTales.
Like I would in $2 million. Woohoo! Yeah,
just swimming around
panties.
in underwear. Gross.
At least they're not used. Okay, so
okay.
Here's my story. I liked this one because when we made the trip from the West Coast to Texas, thank God, we weren't born here, but we got here as soon as we could. We actually had movers, and we had a diesel truck bring our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yeah, let's just kind of get the guys, load the big shit. And we were going to hire them. Remember, honey? And all of a sudden, I went from, yeah, let's have people move our stuff, to one night laying in bed, and my husband looks over at me and he goes, are you prepared to have people touch your underwear? Stopped my heart. all rational thought went straight out the window. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm absolutely not prepared to have other people touch my panties. So, long story short, we ended up packing all of this stuff. And this is God's honest truth, hand on the Bible. We ended up packing all of the stuff in the truck ourselves. And we had this really, any of y'all familiar with truck drivers? He might have been from Florida. That's all I'm saying. He actually might have been from Florida. And we ended up packing the truck up ourselves because I was so afraid of anyone touching, smelling, rifling through, stealing, and black marketing my panties that we packed the truck ourselves in the middle of July heat in Las Vegas. And if any of y'all ever been there, it's a dry heat and it just cooks and dehydrates you. It's like being in a giant dehydrator. Yeah. You're turning into jerky every day of your life.
Why do people choose to move during the summer?
We don't. The kids had to start school in August.
That's why.
You
get in that horrible time of like when you move out of your home from after you graduate high school, it's summer. So leases start in August.
As a real estate agent and property manager, I can tell you summer is the busiest fucking time. Yeah, and it's like the worst time to move. Why do we do this to ourselves?
I don't know.
Anyway, long story short, the panties never actually got on the truck with anyone. We actually put the panties in the back of our car. My own panties, not the kids' panties, not anyone else's panties, just mine because somebody made me paranoid about panties. Florida man.
Jesus. Okay.
Panties. And we're done with that one. Sarah's got one for us.
So, are you ready for the story of the Florida man, the alligator, and the drive-thru window?
Fuck.
Okay. So, October 11th, 2015, at 1:30 a.m., one Joshua James of Jupiter, Florida, arrives at a Wendy's.
What's Jupiter, Florida?
It's a city.
Oh, okay.
In Florida. Arrives at a Wendy's, orders a large soda, pulls around, hands the cashier money. When the cashier has her back turned to the window, James reaches across into the passenger side of the vehicle, grabs an alligator that he found on the side of the road, launches it into the drive-thru window, and drives away. Once officers arrived on the scene, they taped up the 3.5-foot alligator's mouth.
Fucking hell.
Later, they arrested James, charged him with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, unlawful sale, possession, or transporting of an alligator, and petty theft.
What was he on?
He was probably drunk as shit. I saw a couple news stories where his parents were just like, oh, yeah, he's a prankster. Yeah.
That's not fucking funny.
That's not funny. I mean, it's a little funny.
No, Sarah.
It's not funny if you're the drive-thru person, but...
Why does shit go down at fast food restaurants? Why do people lose their fucking minds at the fucking drive-thru in a Wendy's, What is wrong with you people?
Oh, Wendy's. So, he was sentenced to a year of probation, got a $500 fine, and 75 hours of community service.
For throwing a loaded
alligator.
A loaded dragon. They're like fucking dragons. A loaded prehistorical beast of death.
Throwing a southern dragon through the drive-thru.
Oh, he'd have got an ass whooping. I'd have been working that drive-thru. I'm going to tell you right now. After I picked myself off the floor from the alligator.
I mean, the people who work in drive-thrus in Florida, though, aren't they used to alligator wrestling?
What?
Just grab it.
And wrestle it?
Wrestle it to the ground?
Oh, my God. Florida, I apologize.
I do not. Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, y'all got something wrong.
Y'all got flesh-eating bacteria problems right now, too. Just bleh. Gross.
Here's what I don't understand. I have a lot of respect for the Bush family. Why did Jeb Bush pick Florida as his home state?
I have no idea. Because he was the least crazy of all the crazy?
No.
No.
I think he's the craziest. If you move to Florida, and it's a beautiful state, shit, we want to go to,
Destin.
We want to go to Destin. It's beautiful. We're drinking, what are these Disney World drinks from Florida?
Dole Whip.
Dole Whip
Margaritas.
They're delightful.
It's just frozen pineapple and coconut milk and tequila.
So much tequila. I apologize if we're,
It
drinking.
is 4th of July.
It is 4th of July. So thank you, America. Happy Independence Day, everyone. We're just going to concentrate on that little peninsula there down in the deep south. The next story
yep.
is funny, but it's also disturbing.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
It's a 2-part story because just when you think one idiot has done it, you find out there's actually 2 or 3 idiots.
Let's go. I'm
Florida
ready.
man. Okay. So doesn't give me the date, but trust me, it happens. Authorities receive an anonymous call stating there is a gentleman who is in the possession of a methamphetamine lab. Okay? During their investigation, the officers discover that the man has a 1-pot meth lab in the leg of his pants.
Stop.
Walter White, eat your fucking heart out. Because Florida figured it out.
We can make meth in our pants.
I don't understand how you think that's a good idea. Meth is a volatile chemical. Why people put it in their bodies, I have never been able to figure out. But it's actually volatile. It will blow the fuck up. Mm-hmm. So he's 23-year-old. Clearly he's just trying to... Oh, his name is ridiculous to pronounce.
Give it a whirl.
Friedrich. Is he German?
Friedrich?
I'm gonna let you go with that one.
Okay, I'm gonna pronounce it. Freudenreich.
Freudenreich.
Of... Oh, no.
Something Springs.
Duffernac Springs?
Okay.
We're not one to talk, though. We have cities called Bernie and Green.
And they're all spelled horribly. Texas. Okay, so just when you think that...
Oh, Freudenreich.
23-year-old Ivan Freudenreich has mastered the ability to make methamphetamines in his pants, you find out... Oh.
Keep going.
You find out that he didn't get the idea on his own. Earlier in history, we find out that a gentleman in Oklahoma was pulled over for driving erratically. Mm-hmm. And it's found that in his SUV, in the passenger seat, he had a methamphetamine lab.
In his car?
Yes. That was...
I mean, Florida's got to one-up Oklahoma.
Right.
We're not going to make it in our car. We're going to make it in our fucking pants.
We're going to make it in our pants. And when the officer caught up to the active meth lab...
Just driving down the road,
the gentleman proceeded to shove the active meth lab, beakers and all, down his pants. After he was treated in the Oklahoma City hospital for chemical burns to his genital and leg area, he was put in jail.
Well, yeah.
Now, this is the last one. This happened in Florida. We've talked about how volatile methamphetamine chemicals are. Mm-hmm. There was actually a man who had a methamphetamine lab in one of his closets. Him and his wife were cooking meth in their closet. I mean, Walter White, you had your fucking RV and you and Jesse did your thing. These guys are taking it home. You shouldn't bring your work home with you, but I mean, whatever. So he's got it in his fucking closet. Him and his wife go out and they eat Chipotle.
They eat Chipotle?
Chipotle. In Florida. He goes to work on the meth after Chipotle. He farts. The entire house bursts into flames. This is not made up. This is real shit.
Oh my
He's
God.
a 37-year-old man in Gainesville, Florida, who was killed while lighting up a farty fart from Chipotle. And the wife, who was part of the meth ring and part of the meth lab, actually sued Chipotle. Florida.
Oh my God. I don't even know if I can top that. Jesus. Oh my God.
What is wrong with that state?
So I have zombie Florida man.
Oh God.
So,
Of course.
zombie Florida man. Yep. So May 26, 2012, a nude assailant named Rudy Eugene.
What happened to his clothes?
I'll get there.
Did he burn in a meth lab?
I'll get there. Nope. Attacked and maimed Ronald. I'm going to say Poppo. It's Poppo, so Poppo.
We apologize in advance.
Yep. A homeless man at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The morning of the 26th, Eugene was driving from Miami Beach down to South Beach to attend Urban Beach Week. Around 11 o'clock in the morning, his car broke down.
What is Urban Beach Week?
It's like a festival. It's like ACL.
Do they really need any more reason to party in Florida?
Not in South Beach, they don't.
Fuck no. Okay.
Nope. So around 11 o'clock in the morning, his car broke down. He spent an hour working on it, and then he just decided to abandon the car and walk the rest of the way. So he continued across MacArthur Causeway, which is this 3-mile long freeway over the ocean, connecting Miami down to South Beach. While he's walking on foot, he starts removing all his clothing because, Florida, it's hot, and he's probably on some sort of drugs. At 1:55 p.m., he comes across Ronald Poppo, who's 65 at the time. Eugene had actually previously met Poppo. Poppo. I'm going to call him Ronald by his first name from now
Let's
on.
just go with Ronald.
And I'll call Rudy. Rudy and Ronald. Sounds like a comedic team.
It does. It's like Ren and Stimpy.
Rudy and Ronald.
Rudy and Ronald.
Rudy comes across Ronald, who he previously met while working with the homeless community in Miami.
Oh, so he was like trying to do some good with the homeless folks before he lost his mind and ran naked down the bridge.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Before, the drugs.
What drugs do y'all have down there?
So, according to Ronald after the fact, so Ronald lives, everyone. But according to Ronald after the fact, Rudy accused him of stealing his Bible. And when Ronald wouldn't give it back to him, even though they found the Bible way far down the road, he had thrown it away while he was taking off all his clothes. Rudy attacks Ronald. Passing by cyclists saw the attack and called 911. When officers arrived on the scene, they found that Rudy was chewing on Ronald's face.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
It's about to get a little graphic. I'm sorry. A witness said that by the time police arrived, Ronald's forehead was just bone.
Oh, my God.
He had no nose.
Stop.
No mouth.
What the fuck?
The officer on the scene first was Jose Ramirez. He directed Rudy to stop immediately. Rudy ignored the command and instead began to growl at the officer.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. The attack ended at 2:13 p.m. when Officer Ramirez shot Rudy once and then another 4 times after the first shot proved ineffective.
What?
Rudy died on site. So later on, they're doing a toxicology investigation and they revealed that Rudy didn't swallow any of the flesh, so he spit it all out. There was a number of undigested pills in his stomach, but none of them could be identified. They had no idea what they were, but they were undigested, so they weren't in his bloodstream yet.
What?
But that doesn't mean he couldn't have taken other ones that were in his bloodstream. But, so the initial reports were that he had taken bath salts. But toxicology found that the only thing they could identify in his system was marijuana.
No, pot don't make you do that, y'all.
But they did admit that there could have been some kind of new drug in his system that isn't tested for.
Okay. I just looked up bath salts. Also, it's hot down there, and I don't know if y'all live in any hot areas, but when it gets hot, we all get a little...
Dehydration is a real thing.
Yeah, we all get a little fucking crazy, okay? We get angry, we turn in from sweet southerners to like, fuck you, get out of my way, I'm hot. But also, while she was talking about that, because I've heard about this one, I'm sure we've all heard of bath salts. They're a chemical, man-made based drug. But they come from a plant. They're plant-based, believe this or not.
Well, let's hold on. They're not a drug. They're supposed to be used in the bath.
No. They call them bath salt because they're made in the bathtub. Pronounced that. Yeah, I thought you knew that.
Synthetic cathinones?
Yeah, pronounced a plant. Kayak? Kaik? Cock? Cock. They're eating cock.
Cat?
Yeah, cat?
I don't know.
Kike? I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
so he's on bath salts. I'm gonna tell y'all something. We live in a world where people lose their fucking minds and go crazy. Unfortunately, for some reason, it happens like once a fucking week in Florida. God bless you, Florida.
So do you want to know what happened to Ronald?
I do want to know.
What happened to Ronald?
The homeless guy?
Yeah, the homeless guy. He lived.
Bless his heart.
He was rushed to the hospital where he underwent several reconstructive surgeries. Around 75% of his face was missing by the time they started surgeries. He permanently lost both his eyebrows, his nose, and he's now blind in both eyes. Thankfully, he was granted permission to stay in the medical facility permanently. And he has since reconnected with his family, who previously thought that he had died, as they had not heard from him in over 30 years.
This was over a Bible, y'all.
Over a Bible.
A Bible. You can pick those up at the Goodwill for like $1. Y'all need to chill out. I love God's word too, but y'all are getting a little crazy. Florida man. So here's one. And the last one we're going to end with is the one Sarah did. But here's something Sarah and I can relate to.
Okay.
So it's late at night, and you're drunk off your asses. We've been there. The town we live in has a 10-day festival, and all you do is eat and drink, and you drink a lot. And you find the closest 24-hour whatever it is you can.
Are you going to tell the freaking...
Was it the time you threw up in my
story?
yard again?
No.
Okay.
I thought you were going to tell the McRib story.
So, this guy and his girlfriend in Florida. But I'm telling you all, this could happen anywhere in America. Right, Sarah?
Yeah.
It could happen to Texas. It could happen in California.
But there's something about Florida.
Yeah.
It's
they
the
go
combination
nuts.
of that heat and the humidity.
And the alligators.
The alligators make you go crazy.
Are they putting something in the water? Are they like...
I don't know.
Alligator sperm
Dexter
in the
lives
water.
in Florida.
I fucking love Dexter. How can I ever think bad about anybody in Florida again? So you drive through the Taco Bell, the McDonald's, the wherever's open 24 hours that can, I don't know what the fuck's open. Taco
McRibs
Cabana.
are delicious. Okay?
McRibs are delicious.
At 1 o'clock in the morning.
At
when
1
you're
o'clock
drunk
in the
off your
morning,
ass.
when you're drunk off your ass, you need a McRib, okay? The festival happens to be like an Oktoberfest, so that's the season where McRibs are available. This dude and his...
Coincidence?
Ooh, I don't think so. I think they plan it. This guy and his girlfriend ride a bicycle to the Taco Bell.
We're in Florida again?
We're in Florida.
Okay.
I know this relates to us because I'm telling you anywhere in the world this could happen to you because you could be that wasted. They refused to serve him because...
He's on a bicycle.
He's on a bicycle. If this was Texas, we'd have rode our horse because we don't want to drink and drive. Also, we'd have pulled up in our golf cart because we don't want to drink and drive, right? Guy pulls up in his bicycle. He's trying to be fucking responsible. Give him his Taco Bell. Shit.
Is it Taco Bell or Del Taco?
No, it's Taco Bell.
Okay.
I had a couple here.
Oh, okay.
He's the first one. Right there. 33-year-old intoxicated Central Florida man wanted Taco Bell, but employees would not serve him because he was on his bicycle in the drive-through lane. Taco Bell employees, just give the guy his Taco Bell. He needs to sober up. And police officers, cut him some slack, man. You know you've been there. You all have been there.
I think we've learned from this that Florida men deserve no slack. They are crazy.
They're
Stay
insane.
at home, Florida men.
Man, women,
Don't leave.
don't leave.
Just let tourists have Florida. It's fine.
Yeah, y'all just need to stay inside because y'all on some next level shit up there. Okay, so Sarah's gonna kick us out. Thank you guys for joining us for just a few because it's a copious amount of ridiculous things happening in Florida.
Yep. So everyone stay safe in Florida. So everyone, thanks for listening. Next week is going to be part 2 of Ted Bundy.
Yeah,
Yep.
in Florida.
Again, Florida.
Fucking Florida.
So thanks for listening. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, Instagram, follow us on SoundCloud, YouTube, and one day Apple and Spotify.
We're working on it, guys, and we've heard just a small bit of our intro music.
Oh, it's badass.
Oh, it's awesome. It makes me want to step up my game.
Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you guys again. We will see you next time for Bundy.
Bundy, part 2.
Bundy,
Yep.
Part 2.
Everyone stay dark and twisted.
Always stay twisted.